On this episode, we chat with Jared Rydelek from the YouTube channel Weird Explorer.
So if you've ever thought you knew all there is to know about Thai fruit, boy, do you have another thing coming.
Sawadee krap and welcome to the Bangkok Podcast. My name is Greg Jorgensen, a Canadian who came to Thailand in 2001 and loves to take walks in the rain. Not because I'm romantic, but because I'm still searching for that one perfect Blade Runner cyberpunk photo of Bangkok, which I know is just around the next corner.
And I'm Ed Knuth, an American who came to Thailand on a one-year teaching contract over 25 years ago. Fell in love with Thai women who can eat like pigs and stay skinny, somehow violating the first law of thermodynamics. So I never left.
Yeah, I don't get that, man. I walk by a Krispy Kreme and I get an extra chin pop out of my...
That's pretty funny. I'm not joking. I know so many Thai women who, I swear to God, they don't have an ounce of fat on them and they eat a lot.
Yeah. And all carbs too. Noodles and rice and everything.
That's right. Must be in the genes, I guess. All right. I want to give a big thanks to all of our patrons who support the show. Patrons get every episode a day early, behind the scenes photos of our interviews, a heads up to send questions to upcoming guests, and access to our Discord server to chat with me, Greg, and other listeners around the world. But best of all, patrons also get an unscripted, uncensored bonus episode every week where we riff on current events and Bangkok topics. On this week's bonus show, we brought up the topic of the rude Italians on the BTS, which blew up on social media last week, as well as similar viral stories from Bali and Singapore, and what that says about Greg's theory that all expats are ambassadors for the entire group, at least to a certain degree. We also gave an update on the fallout from the deadly fire last month and how Thai authorities are continuing to shut down offending properties and how long the crackdown will last. To learn how to become a patron and get all this good stuff, plus full access to over 800 bonus and regular back episodes, click the support button at the top of our website.
That's right. And as always, if you have a comment, a show idea, or just want to say hi, head to bangkokpodcast.com and click the little microphone button on the bottom right. Leave us a voicemail and we'll play that on the show, as you're about to find out. All right. Well, this episode is honestly one of the most interesting we've done in a very long time. And it all started with a voicemail we got from our good pal Joe in New York. And you know what? Why don't I just play his voicemail right now?
Hey, this is Joe from New York City. Longtime listener, many-time caller. You mentioned a recent episode, Greg's trying to eat every fruit in Thailand. There is a YouTube channel, and I think a website as well, called Weird Explorer. This guy's trying to eat every fruit in the world, and he frequently does so in Thailand. So I want to check out that channel. He'll give you some leads so you don't waste your time eating the fruits that taste like dirt. He's also in country from time to time. Maybe next time he comes around, you guys can get him on the show. I think that could be a pretty fun interview.
Thanks, Joe. So I checked out Weird Explorer, and damn if it wasn't a super entertaining channel about, of all things, fruit. I reached out to the guy who is Weird Explorer, Jared Rydelek, a super nice guy, and he agreed to come on the show to talk about all the weird and wonderful Thai fruit options we have here. I got to be honest with you, I thought this was going to be a pretty standard chat about a little corner of Thai life that sometimes gets overlooked, and it was. But boy, did this interview also go off into some weird and super interesting directions that really surprised me. Fantastic chat with some fun tangents and interesting stories. So here is my chat with Jared Rydelek of Weird Explorer. And a real quick note, once again, the online service that we used to record the interview chose the wrong microphone and I forgot to double check it. So I sound a little bit weird on this track, but luckily I don't do that much talking during the interview. Okay, we are psyched to be joined by someone I just met, but I know he's going to be one of my good friends, Jared Rydelek from a great YouTube channel called Weird Explorer. And Jared, welcome to the Bangkok Podcast.
Thanks for having me, Greg.
Yeah, it's great having you talk to us all the way from New York. And I'll be honest with you, actually, I don't watch a lot of YouTube videos. I don't spend a lot of time on there, unlike Ed. But actually, the reason I heard about your channel was one of our listeners, our buddy Joe from New York, sent in a voicemail, which we just played. And he asked us to reach out to you because we have talked about Thai fruit on the show before. and how we don't know much about it. So that's how this came to be. So I'm glad you responded to my email.
Oh, that's great. Oh, I'm good to hear that the word is getting out. Like you want to hear about fruit, go talk to Jared. Like that's what I want to
The
hear.
fruit guy.
The fruit guy.
Well, that's great. So tell us about the channel. How did it start? Who are you? Where do you come from? When did the channel start and how long it's been going on? Give us all that stuff.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna answer that question which is like it's more interesting than you would imagine. It's kind of a bizarre way to get into things.
All right.
I mean, I was raised vegetarian, so I was always kind of like interested in fruit. You know, if I went to the supermarket, my mother would say like, "You can pick one thing, but it has to be healthy," and I could pick anything for myself, and I would pick a fruit. That's like when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
So I was always kind of like, fruit was a little bit like a toy for me. I was very interested in just trying something that kind of looked interesting. I wanted to know what it was. But the more interesting thing is like what led me to the channel, creating the channel, is that my day job is I'm a contortionist.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, curveball, right? It's like didn't expect it to go there, right? So,
Yeah, I didn't really see
yeah.
that one coming.
So I'm actually an entertainer. I travel around the world. I do a stage show where I do contortion and sideshow stunts like swallowing swords, eating fire, putting my legs behind my head, and walking on my hands. Like
Wow.
it's probably more of a bizarre interview would be to talk to me about that. But we're going to talk about fruit today, Greg.
Hey, man, I'm a big fan of the Jim Rose Freak Show going way back to when I was in high school. So all the weird stuff that people could do with their bodies and things like that. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. I've met him.
Oh, jeez.
That's same kind of world. So that led me into the fruit. So I was actually doing a show in Malaysia, and it's a place called Genting Highlands. I think they might actually have a branch in Bangkok called Resorts World. It's like a casino and theme park basically in Malaysia. So I was doing a show there, and it's up in the mountains. There's like nothing around. So every weekend I would go down into the city, and naturally, because I was interested in fruit from a young age, I would go to the markets just to like, for fun. And I was like, oh, there's a lot here. There was just so many different fruits that some that I'd heard about, a lot of things that I'd never heard of. And it's just like how I would pass the time when I would have a day off. So
Wow,
I would
okay.
like get like 2 big shopping bags full of like interesting fruit, and I'd bring it back to the hotel. And, this was just for my own amusement. And I was like looking up some of these fruit like online. This is, by the way, 2012. And at the time, there was this relatively new website called YouTube. So I went on YouTube to try to find information, and I found out that there wasn't really anybody talking about fruit. So if I was looking up some of these fruits, and you would go, and like the best I'd be able to find was a photo that like some like researcher took in the 50s,
Oh, right.
like
Okay.
black and white. I'm like, oh, okay, there's that fruit, but this is not really not really user friendly. Like this is meant to show to like botanists and stuff. So for
Right.
me, like no one was doing it. So I was like, maybe this is something that I should be doing. So I was keeping like a daily vlog, and as part of my daily vlog, I was just like, here's this fruit. It tastes like this. And I made like a few videos like that, and I was putting them online. And it was fun. I wasn't doing it for money. I wasn't doing it for anything. I don't think you could actually make revenue on YouTube at the time. Like I was just doing it for myself.
Right.
And slowly, like out of the woodwork, these fruit enthusiasts started showing up, and there is like this subculture that exists worldwide. Like I have never been to a country, it doesn't matter how big or small it is, there are people who are fascinated with fruit in every single country. it could be the most remote island, like in the middle of the ocean, and you will find somebody who has a collection of fruit in their backyard. It's just something that like it tickles like a certain kind of person.
And that's the great strength of the internet, isn't it? Is that it connects all these previously isolated islands of,
Yep.
for lack of a better term, weirdos, of which I am a proud member,
Hmm.
with other like-minded weirdos. And suddenly you're part of this subculture or community. That's a scary/fantastic feeling, to find like-minded people, no matter what esoteric interests you have.
I went my whole up until my 20s. I had never met another person who cared about fruit. And then like I started making these videos, and now like there's people who are just like is what they do. They just like live and breathe fruit more than me. Like the friends that I'm making are like in it hardcore. Like every book they read is about it's something that like when it captures your interest, like it doesn't let go.
That's so interesting. And it seems like it's a really deep well to explore. Like there's always another layer.
From my research, there are 70,000 edible fruit species in the world.
Oh, man.
And in the US, we eat from only 20 crops. So we only eat 20 crops, not even fruit. So
Jeez.
the average person will eat just like a handful, like just a tiny, tiny percentage of like what is out there, like a fraction of a percent of the fruit that is out there.
Right. And now this is what got us on this topic, was that Ed and I, my co-host Ed and I, we were previously talking about fruit in some context. And I said, I've probably tried 15 types of Thai fruit, which is not a lot. I love most of them, don't like some of them. But every time I go to a market, or like a real local market, a wet market, I always see something,
Yeah.
and I don't know what that is. I've never seen it before. Don't know what it's called in English. Sure don't know what
Yep.
it's called in Thai. And that's what led us down this kind of rabbit hole. So Thailand seems to be a place that's, like I said, around every corner there's something new to explore, and there's something new to find, a new cultivar, a new fruit, a new type of fruit you didn't know about, or a new
Yeah.
color. For years I had dragon fruit and they were white. And then one time I saw the red one and I freaked out. Like, what the hell's wrong with this? But it's just a different
Yeah.
one.
There are people who their whole lives are just dragon fruit. I've eaten like probably 50 different kinds of dragon fruit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you can find like 3 of them commercially, and the other ones they're grown in their yards.
I love dragon fruit. And it's funny we brought this up, because just the other day I was looking at
Yeah.
something on Instagram, this page I follow, this very funny Irish guy called Garen
Uh-huh.
Music. And he's got a very thick Irish accent, and he just does little videos. And he was reviewing a dragon fruit, which in Ireland is kind of a unique thing.
Uh-huh.
And he put it so wonderfully. He gave it a taste and he said something along the lines of, the best way I can describe it, sorry for my accent, the best way I can describe it is halfway between a kiwi and a glass of fucking water.
That is spot on too.
Yeah.
That's a great description of it.
Yeah, I thought it fit pretty well.
I get a lot of people commenting like dragon fruit is like why even bother? It looks so cool, it's such like a letdown. But it's like they're satisfying. They're not like the flavor explosion you would want it to be when it looks so wild on the outside, but I think they're really nice to eat. And what I always do is I put some lime juice on it.
Oh, I haven't
And
tried that.
it makes it so much better. Makes it so much better. I will warn you though, if you like I was sent 50 different dragon fruits by a dragon fruit grower, and I did a side-by-side comparison of way too many dragon fruits. And if you eat too many dragon fruits, it will do a number on your system.
Oh, really? Wow. It's good to
You're
know.
going to be making close friends with your toilet, like if you eat too many dragon fruits.
Noted for future reference. So, hey, when I reached out to you, when I first reached out to you, I sent you an email and I introduced myself and I said I co-host the Bangkok podcast. You said you'd actually heard of the show before because you had been in touch with our friend Justin,
Sure.
who has been on the show before previously,
Sure.
Several times. And you said you were talking to him about a specific type of Thai fruit that you weren't able to find. What's the story there?
Oh, gee. Well, this is one that I'm still researching it, but like I am interested in trying every fruit in the world, impossible as it is. But another thing that I really like are just the stories. Like I want to learn about fruit. I want to know the history of it. I want to know how it's used and what is important to a person's culture with that fruit. And I reached out to Justin because I was researching a fruit that is a part of Thai Buddhist mythology.
Okay.
So it's not something that you can find, unless you are, of an ethereal being, maybe. Like you cannot find this fruit. I've heard that like a certain level of monk can see this, but other than that, you're not able to even get into the forest. It only exists for people who are like deities.
Okay.
But it's called the Naripon, and as the story go, okay, I wasn't prepared to tell the story, so let me see if I can remember this. As the story goes, there's a Buddhist story. It's like there's different levels of Buddha, and Buddha has different reincarnations, and one of his reincarnations was, I believe, as he was like a prince with his wife, and they had a little house in the middle of this mythical forest. And Buddha was worried that his wife would be, for lack of a better term, assaulted by the various like forest demons and creatures that are out there, like bad spirits.
Okay.
So these trees were planted around their home to basically act as like half like siren from like the Odyssey to call mischievous people to the trees, but also as a decoy. So these trees produce fruit that are in the shape of a beautiful naked woman.
Okay. Yeah, that'd get my attention.
Yeah. So these bad creatures who would be like trying to assault Buddha's wife would be distracted, and they would make love to these fruit women, and then they fall asleep for like 6 months.
That's incredible. That's the craziest story I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's like the sex is that good. They fall asleep for 6 months, and then they lose that desire. So like it's got like everything for me. It's like it's got fruit, but it also has a really interesting story that it goes way back. So Justin and I went to a bunch of temples that feature this fruit. That they like their temple has a story with it. Like somebody there like saw this fruit. They have like a mural of it, things like that. And there is one temple that may or may not actually have one of these fruit women on display.
Wow. That is certainly the craziest fruit related story that I've ever heard.
Yeah, so that's how I learned about you and your podcast. Is I was trying to find somebody to help me in this adventure, and I couldn't, like, I wasn't able to find any like Thai tour company that did anything like supernatural.
Right.
Maybe it's like a taboo or something, but like Justin had these supernatural tours, like ghost tours.
Sure, yeah.
And I wanted to be like, well, does this guy really know his stuff? And then I saw his interview with you, and I listened to that. I'm like, oh yeah, he does. He knows what he's doing.
Oh yeah, he sure does. Now that reminds me of the those farmers that have those plastic molds and they put them around the baby fruit, and then the fruit grows into the shape of the plastic mold. So maybe it's $1 million idea. You can make these plastic molds in the shape of naked ladies and grow these fruits, and there you go.
That's how I heard about this fruit. Is that there are photos online of clearly molded squash. They took like the long squash that people have, like a long gourd. They put that in a mold and they mold it into a lady. So there's photos online of that. And that's how I learned about it. It's just like, well, clearly this is fake. But then I found out like, oh, there is a kernel of truth to this, because there is a story that at least links to this. So I ended up going down this rabbit hole.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I just Googled naked lady squash mold, and the results are
Don't Google that, Greg. It's a very dark corner of the internet.
Yeah, no kidding. What could go wrong? Only bad things can come from this. What a story. Let's talk about Thai fruit a little bit specifically. Like, we're not going to blow the doors off with any deep probing questions or anything here, but I do want to talk about Thai fruit specifically. Yep. So let me get the most amateur questions out of the way first. What's your favorite fruit that is widely available in Thailand?
Widely available. Okay. Let me give you the widely and the not so widely. Okay.
Great.
So the widely, I'd say, is Thai snake fruit. Thai snake fruit.
Really? That's the salak?
Sala. Yeah. In Thailand, they call it sala. In other parts of Southeast Asia, it might be salak, or snake fruit.
Okay, I have never had that one.
Oh, you gotta try it. See, like, there's like the Thai snake fruit is especially good. There's many different species of snake fruit. They very often are all called snake fruit. But if you go to Malaysia, you go to Indonesia, even like in China, you can get snake fruit. But the species is one called Salaka zalaka. And that is the most common snake fruit. Salaka, easy to remember, Salaka zalaka. That is the common species that you find all throughout Southeast Asia, except Thailand. In Thailand, the standard is not Salaka zalaka. It's another one called Salaka wallachiana. So it's, right. You can find, but Thai snake fruit is what the English for it. So like Thai snake fruit is available a little bit outside Thailand, but it is like the number one. It's like the most common snake fruit that you will find in Thailand. So you're not going to find it easily in Indonesia or Malaysia. You're going to find the other species. And I think that Thai snake fruit is so good. Like, the other kinds are good too, but like the Thai snake fruit is like, it is truly a very special snake fruit. And compared to the other ones, it is comparatively rare outside of Thailand.
Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to search that one out and try it.
Yeah. If you haven't had it, it's like, imagine like the flavor of like pineapple, but it's got like a little bit like a funkiness to it, like jackfruit.
Really?
And it's super strong. It's got like a little bitterness, a lot of sourness. It's like they're a little intense, so you kind of like take it and you kind of maybe like suck on it like you suck on a warhead, like a candy.
Okay.
But it's like it's got a real nice flavor to it, real nice. Like anytime I go to Thailand, like I take one of those and I bring it to my hotel and I'm just snacking on it.
All right, it's on my list. I'll have to try it.
The one, my favorite Thai fruit though is one that used to be probably more common, but the unfortunate thing with not just Thailand, but like everywhere, including America, like people are losing touch with the native fruits. So like in America, people don't even know about like stuff that's growing in their yard that's edible. In Thailand, I feel like people used to know a lot more, but now that is something that's getting forgotten with newer generations. People are not knowing what is growing in their backyard, and some like the best Thai fruit are very rare now.
Oh, really?
So when I tell people, like I do tours sometimes where I'll take people who watch my channel and we'll go on a tour together, and we've done it in Thailand a few times now, where we'll go with a Thai guide and go to markets. The tours are usually, I consider them like off-label use for these tours, because like they're taking you to like temples and things like and stuff like that, and the people who are going with me, they won't even, sometimes they're looking in the trees. They want to see the interesting plant life, and sometimes the interesting plant life is easier to find at a temple in their garden than anywhere else.
Oh, interesting.
Even even at a market. But what I tell people who go on my tours is to always look for the little old lady. When you go to a market, find little old ladies who have fruit, because the fruit that they have is the fruit that they remember from their childhood.
Oh,
That,
yeah.
that when they were younger, like this was
Right.
the popular thing, and now they remember it, and the other little old ladies know about it, but the newer generations forget.
Wow.
There's one fruit that we were going with these guides, and I went to the same like farm that had this tree growing, and one of my guides was one trip was too young. Like she didn't know what it was. She's just like, I've seen this. I don't know the name of it, but like she was probably like in her 20s. Like she didn't know what it was.
Interesting.
But the next guide that I had that I saw the same tree with, like she was probably like in her 40s. She knew what it was. Like, and I feel like just that gap of 20 years, people are losing it. But anyway, the fruit is called in Thai it's called maput, and it's in English would be like yellow mangosteen.
All right.
So like purple mangosteens are like everywhere. Like you can find
Yeah.
those. Those are commercially done,
Sure.
and they're absolutely delicious.
Right.
Yellow mangosteen, it kind of looks like a purple mangosteen, but it's yellow on the outside. You can eat the entire thing, like rind and inside and everything. Not the seeds, but you can eat the rind of it. And the rind is used more for cooking because it's really sour. And the inside is it's sour and sweet. It kind of tastes like if you were to mix a purple mangosteen and like a sour orange, or like a lemon and an orange.
Okay. This is like mad scientist stuff.
Yeah, but it's something that exists in nature, and at one point in time it would have been like people wouldn't know what it was, but now it's not showing up at markets so much. Like maybe you'll get lucky and find a little old lady who's got it, but it's not really commercially sold. And I tell you, it's like one of the best fruits I've ever had in my life.
Really?
Really, really good.
Man, that's a great tip. Find the little old lady. She knows what's up, right?
He knows what's up.
Yeah. You know, there's two fruits in Thailand that have like driven me to the point of anger, you know. Maybe I'm using that phrase in the wrong context about fruit, but you know, for like my first 10 years here, I just assumed that I didn't like mango, and I was always like, no thanks, not a fan of mango. And I think what happened was that in Canada, mango's not easy to come by, and I think I had one there, and it was like a Mexican version, I think, maybe an unripe one, and it was stringy and not sweet, and I wasn't impressed, so I just never had one. And then one day, for whatever reason, someone gave me a plate of mango sticky rice county mamuang, and I was like, what an idiot. Like my head exploded. I'm like, what have I been saying no to here? It didn't even occur to me that there was different varieties and cultivars and whatever.
Yep.
And the second time is the custard apple. And for years, people have been saying, oh, custard apple is great. Custard apple's amazing. You got to try it. Mm-hmm. And I was open to it. I mean, custard, love custard. Apples are great. But I finally tried one, and it was like my mango experience, except with no retribution. It was gross. It was not delicious at all. It wasn't sweet. The seeds were huge. I'm just wondering if like I got a bad one or a bad variety or something.
Okay. So about the mango, that mango that you get in Canada and the US, that is a variety called the Tommy Atkins mango.
Okay.
And anyone who's had a mango and you're like, this mango's terrible, like that was a Tommy Atkins. It tastes like a mango mixed with a pine cone. Like you can get
that about sums it up.
You can get a good one. Like the good ones exist, but you know the problem with markets in a lot of in the West, you know, like is that you will get something that is not chosen for flavor; it is chosen for shelf stability, and that is one that they can keep it on the counter. They can keep it on the counter at a supermarket for like 2 months, and it'll still be like, you know, kind of edible. And the mangoes that you get in Thailand, like those are perishable. Like, so if you go and you see a mango that is like ready to eat, like that's going to be a really, really good time compared to what you're, yeah, it's,
Yeah.
and as far as like custard apples go, um, okay, so there's a few things to unpack. Number one, custard apple doesn't mean anything. It's something called an annona fruit, and the word custard apple is used as the English word for like all of them. And there are, I don't know how many species, probably like at least like 100 species of annona, which is the genus that it's in. So custard apple can mean a sugar apple, which is like this small heart-shaped bumpy guy full of seeds. It could mean something called a cherimoya, which is like larger, it's less seeds. Then there's something called an atamoya. Then there's something called bullock's heart. That's like more like heart-shaped and smooth. It can mean like a lot of different ones that you will find in Thailand. So if you see something called custard apple, you might not like it because it is one species rather than another one, and they all taste different. They're like
Okay.
one of them, Annona reticulata is the species of it, which often gets called custard apple. That one tastes like coconut yogurt.
Oh, wow.
Really, really good.
Yeah, that wasn't the one I had for sure. The one I had tasted sort of like wet cardboard pulp.
You had a bad one. Yeah. Sounds like you had one that was not ripened on the tree. Like they picked it early and then they let it soften like in the sun for like a while. But it never developed the flavor. Go, I would say go to a market and you know, if you speak Thai or you go with someone who does, you talk to them and like what one is ready right now, and they will pick it up, they'll weigh it, they'll smell it, they'll squeeze it, and they'll show you like what one to look for. Because it's you know, when I'm trying something new, I've had this happen in Thailand. I was trying to find something called a wood apple,
All right.
which it looks like a rock, like a round rock. It's very hard. You crack it open, and it's got like this brown mush on the inside. And I had it 3 times, and the first time I had it, it was like rotted inside. The person who gave it to me said, "This one's ready," but it was like at a tourist place.
Oh, no.
So like they didn't care. The second time I got it, I picked it up. I didn't really know if it was what to do. I ate it. It tastes like potting soil. It was like literally eating dirt. I was like, this is just a bad fruit. And then I went to Thailand, and this not a little old lady, but a little old man had them. And I was just like, I was talking with my Thai speaking guide, like, can you please ask him to pick one that is ready right now? And then I saw like this whole ceremony. Like he picked them up, he weighed them, he shook them, he smelled them, and then he gave me one. He's like, this one. And from the outside, like it's like a rock. Like you can't squeeze it like you squeeze an avocado. Like you have no way of knowing. But
Right,
like this
okay.
old man, like he knows. Like this is his life. Like he sells these things at the market. Like he knows what he's doing. And I cracked that open. It was perfect. Like he chose the right one.
Nice.
Like I got the right guy, and he gave me the perfect one of the lot, and it was like so much better. It didn't taste like dirt. It tasted like,
Nice.
you know, it's hard to describe. Kind of like Raisin Bran meets like a tamarind kind of.
Man, that's great. And just also a reminder just to rely on local knowledge. You know, these guys have been growing these things for decades. They know their shit. And if you get a good one, like a little old lady,
Yep.
they're not going to lead you astray.
Exactly.
I remember years ago, I was over in Bang Kachao. I was on a bike ride and we stopped at the Bang Nampung floating market.
Mhm.
And this woman had this fruit that I'd never seen before. And it was the gak fruit, the fakao, I think it's called.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
like neon orange pink color, and it's spiky on the outside.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I asked what it was, and she pointed to these little bottles she was selling with the juice, and she was like, "Oh yeah, this cures everything," and that had a sign of all the diseases that it cured: flu, cold, HIV, cancer. You know, the list goes on. And I had some, and it was It was good. I think it tasted fairly not great, but wasn't terrible. I don't think it cured any of the diseases. Probably I never had any to begin with, hopefully, but it was interesting.
Well, gag fruit is like an interesting one because it doesn't taste like anything. Like if you actually get the fruit and open it up, it looks like you just slaughtered an armadillo. It's just like full of like this like organy looking bits of pulp on the inside. It's like blood red. Uh, but if you eat the fruit on its own, it doesn't taste like anything. So when you buy that juice, they are mixing it with something else. Usually it's like passion fruit juice, I think.
Oh, scam.
But like yeah, it doesn't taste good on its own. They use it in Thailand. They probably do it this way too, but in Vietnam, it's especially popular to make rice with it because you mix it with the rice and it gives it like this crazy bright red color.
Oh, no way. That's cool.
So it's supposed to be good for you, but it's also used as like a natural food dye, I guess.
Man, between the custard apple and the gak fruit, I think I got a raw deal on my fruit experience in Thailand. I need to get out there and up my game a little bit.
You got to do it, man. Just anytime you see somebody selling something that you don't know what it is, give that a try. You're in a very very special part of the world that has so much plant diversity. But I tell you, like as the years go on, that diversity might be getting smaller. Unless there's more of a demand. So you gotta go out there and try it while you can.
Yeah, and that's a really interesting angle too. I think we read about all the young kids now that don't want to take up the family business. They want to be video game designers or influencers or whatever. And in a country like Thailand and a lot of countries in Southeast Asia where it's largely agricultural, a lot of this
Yeah.
inherited knowledge is disappearing, and who knows what's going to disappear with it.
Yeah, and the saddest thing with trees is that some of these trees they take decades for it to grow and produce a fruit, and then at some point, people go in the back with an axe, they cut it down. That way, they can grow, like an apple tree, grow something that's going to be more commercially viable. Because when they're selling, these wood apples and maput and and gak fruit, people don't want to buy it. They don't know what it is,
Right.
and then
Right.
it's gone. Then you're losing like decades of work that went into producing that fruit.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy.
It's hard to get back.
Well, as we're wrapping up here, man, what's your next trip to Thailand like, and what's on the bucket list for when you come back to this part of the world? What kind of fruit adventures are you going to plan for yourself?
Like I went to Thailand last year. I did a tour there, and I don't see going to Thailand in the near future. But I'll tell you like an interesting story from the last trip that I went on. So like I thought this was kind of like a funny thing with the little old lady sort of lesson that I was teaching people. So I went on this tour with 12 people who follow the channel, all excited about fruit. And I teach them like look for the little old lady. So we're going to all the markets. We're trying to find people selling fruit that's kind of like losing its trendiness. And then we end the trip in Chiang Mai. And, there's a big market in Chiang Mai. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but there's a big market there, and that's where the trip ends. But a lot of the people they still had on my tour. They still had a few days left before they went back home. So they went off on their own with the mission in mind. Look for a little old lady. So somebody on the group, they go to this market and they see this lady, probably like 80 years old, selling this fruit that is really like nobody, even in Thailand, nobody knows what this is. You got to be not just an old lady, but from this one village in northern Thailand.
Oh, wow.
It's called cow fruit. It sounds like the animal, but it's KHO, cow fruit. And it's a palm tree that produces these little blue iridescent kind of fruits. So they're blue and they're shiny because they're full of oil.
Really?
And you can't eat them on their own, but if you know how to prepare them, they taste kind of like sausage. They're like a meaty, savory fruit.
What?
And this little old lady was selling them. And one of the people on my tour, when the tour ended, saw them and posted a photo into the group chat.
Okay.
Okay. So posted a photo of what this is. Like, what is this? I just bought it. It tastes like sausage. Here are the coordinates of where this lady is. And then over the course of a week, this little old lady got visited by a handful of foreigners.
She
for like
she
a
must
week.
have been like, what the hell's going on?
I didn't get to her for about a week later. So like a week later, I go up following the coordinates. I find this little old lady. Sure enough, she's got the cow fruit in front of her, selling them in these little baggies. And I go up, I'm excited. And I ask her for the fruit. She looks up to me and gives me a look that I have never seen before. Just like,
That's so
what the actual hell? Like, she never sells these fruits at all. But now, in the course of a week, she's had like 8 foreigners come to her excited on separate occasions, excited about this fruit that she probably never sells.
That's such a great story.
So I bought these things and I'm like, you know what? I think like this is like my goal now. Like, I want people to go to markets and find that little old lady and buy that fruit, and for that lady to not be surprised. You know, like, foreigners want this fruit all the time because, of course, they do. They're in this country for the first time. They want to know what this is.
I love
It
it.
shouldn't be the other way around. They shouldn't be, attracted by that person who's yelling like hamburger, pizza at you because you're a foreigner. They should be excited about the thing that they've never seen before. So, like, that's my goal. I want people to go out there and try this fruit because it is something that is special to the place that they're visiting or the place that they live.
That's beautiful, man. That's a fantastic way to end the episode. And I've never thought about it that way. Go out there and find the person that has generational knowledge about this stuff.
Exactly. Yep.
Well, Jared, thanks so much for coming on the show, man. Really interesting discussion. And your channel is a wonderful resource to check out. Most of the stuff on there I never even knew existed. Really, really interesting things. And I don't know if you put any contortionist videos on there.
Nope, just fruit. if you wanna see the contortion stuff, you gotta hire me for your next party, next birthday party.
Well, if we suddenly get a bunch more patrons, we'll fly you out here for our next meetup, and you can put on a performance and impress the crowd.
Well, there you go. Sounds good.
That's great. Well, thanks so much, Jared. Fantastic conversation. Thanks again for your time. And everyone, check out Weird Explorer on YouTube. And again, Jared, thank you so much.
Thank you, Greg. Have a good one.
Well, as a vegetarian myself, Jared is a man after my own heart. I do like Thai fruit, but I'm just not as motivated as he is. Like, he's going out there and finding obscure stuff.
Dude, yeah, that's the exact right word. It's you've got to have this motivation, this passion for something. I wish I could be excited about anything as Jared is about fruit. Like, the dude's just
I wish I could be excited about my son as Jared is about fruit.
Okay, I'm excited about my son, but yeah, man, I mean, more power to Jared. Like, he literally travels the world.
Very cool.
Digging into these subcultures of people and society and culture. And the story he told about the mythological fruit in the Buddhist forest was crazy.
So weird.
I'd never heard anything like that. And I actually contacted our friend Prop Pandit, and he was like, oh yeah, they say something about that and something, but he didn't really seem that interested in talking about it. So,
well, it's funny, as just because you're vegetarian doesn't necessarily mean you're healthy, because there's a lot of processed crap that is vegetarian.
Sure, yeah.
Like potato chips, and so I do try to eat unprocessed food, but I don't do it enough. But something like what Jared's doing, that's the way to do it. Just commit yourself to eating fruit and you're golden.
Yeah. Deep into the cause, and check out his channel. His videos are very well done. They're very well put together, and they're super entertaining. And yeah, man, keep up the good work, Jared. It's an inspiration for all of us.
I mean, I remember when I first got here, I thought rambutan looked so cool, dragon fruit. Yeah. It is exotic compared to what we're used to back home.
Totally. But as Jared does, he goes into like I think they're called I'm probably forgetting the right word, the varietals, the different sub fruits of the main
versions,
fruit.
Right?
Yeah, And it sounds like there's just turtles all the way down, fruit all the way down.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. But fantastic conversation. Check out Jared's channel. And Jared, thank you so much for talking all the way from New York.
Thank you, Jared.
All right, let's try out a brand new segment this week, which was a suggestion from our listener, Pete. He said that he often comes across a headline in the Thai news that just makes you shake your head and say,
wow! Wow! All I can say is wow!
So here we go with the first segment of Laugh, Cry, or My Pen Rai, where we discuss a headline that makes you wonder how it got by the fact checkers. Now, Ed, I don't know if I've shared this story with you yet, but this is something that Pete shared to me. And I'm going to have to ask for your expert advice on this one because you know a bit more about this than I do. But the headline from the Bangkok Post, it says, weed is not freely available now. What do you think?
Interesting. You sure that's really what the headline said?
That's literally what the headline says. In the first paragraph says, the government has insisted cannabis is not freely available in Thailand, reiterating that cannabis buds are strictly regulated and may only be bought or sold with a valid medical prescription.
Well, if my choices are laugh, cry, or my pen right, that's got to be a laugh. It's weed is still, it's everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen any reduction in the weed stores as I walk along most any.
Well, it's funny because I've seen stories about how many weed stores have closed. So I think the actual number has decreased, but they still seem to be all over the place.
I think that if they have decreased, it's probably just the market. Like, 50,000 of them opened within a 3-month time frame. Right.
Yeah, I mean, So I don't know what they're still like. For example, I live on a very, I live in a very Thai neighborhood. It's working class. It's not some type of hip place where there's foreigners. You wouldn't think there'd be many weed shops, but there are. I mean, it's not every 10 feet or anything, but there's 3 or 4, I would say, within, certainly less than a kilometer. There's probably like 5. I know just on the main strip. And I think they're all still open. I mean, I was just going down the street the other day, and I noticed them. So yeah, and I would say weed is very freely available.
So that's a definite laugh. And you live in the what is probably called the mid boonies. So.
I'm not. I don't live on Sukhumvit. I do hang out there, but what I'm saying is, even out here in the semi boonies, in a more working class Thai neighborhood, plenty of weed shops.
Yeah, so I think that's a pretty solid laugh on that one.
No doubt about that. No doubt about that.
Guffaw. Thanks, Pete, for the idea.
Alrighty then, a final thanks to our patrons who support the show. Patrons get a ton of cool perks and the warm, fuzzy feeling knowing that they're helping in our never-ending quest for cool content. Find out more by clicking support on our website. And connect with us online. We're Bangkok Podcast on social media, bangkokpodcast.com on the web, or simply bangkokpodcast@gmail.com. We love hearing from our listeners and always reply to our messages, unless, of course, you're a PR agent who pitches clients who have no connection to Bangkok.
That's right. You can also listen to each episode on YouTube. Send us a voicemail through our website that we can feature on the show. Hit me up on Blue Sky, BKK Greg. Thanks for listening, everyone. See you back here next week.
For sure. And I met Knuth, an American who came to Thailand on a 1-year teaching contract over 25 years ago. Fell in love with Thai women who can eat like pigs and stay skinny, somehow violating the first law of thermodynamics. Shit, I swallowed that. This is like a little bit sophisticated for an intro. Let me try that again.